talk basketball. So I've been saying since November, Larador, I don't give a damn about the Thunder. I don't give a damn about the Lakers. I don't give a damn about the Celtics. The Cleveland Cavaliers are the best team in basketball. And I do think that Cleveland fans are having a hard time wrapping their minds around it because of the fact that in our generation, we've only seen two versions of the Cavs. We have seen the LeBron version where they are championship favorites all the way, no matter what, no doubt about it. And we've seen the complete garbage version of the Cavs. We don't know what it's like to have a very good team that's legitimately a championship contender without LeBron on the roster. But you watch this team, and I'm telling you, they are basically the Boston Celtics of last year, but in my opinion, they're deeper.
I agree. And look, we were in a tough stretch, almost losing games, and we're still winning games. That's scary for the rest of the league.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, the thing for me is the DeAndre Hunter trade was necessary. I didn't know what they were going to make a deadline deal, but they did. And he has completely brought a new element to this team with his defense and his 3 point shooting. And I've told people this. The problem with the NBA nowadays to me is everybody is shooting threes, but it's math, right? I mean, you have eight or nine guys that make two threes a game. You're at 50 points right there, like it, and you're gonna bake in 50 points on layups and dunks a game anyway. So when you have nine guys that just make two threes a game, that's really hard to beat.
Threes are Three is a larger number than two.
Yeah.
It's good math.
And so, word or I don't know if you know this stat. I heard it on TV the other day, and I dug through it, and I fact checked it basically. So, do you know that 10 years ago, the Golden State Warriors, Steph Curry's first MVP year, right? They revolutionized the league with the 3 point shot. Essentially, they took on average 31 threes a game. Would you be shocked if I told you that 31 threes a game is now the lowest number of 3 point attempts taken per game, and it's by Denver?
That's crazy.
So in the last 10 years, and by the way, if you look at it, so in the 2015-2016 season, Golden State led the league in shooting 32 threes a game attempted. The next year, Houston bumped that up in the 16-17 season to 40 threes a game. So that eight number is a huge jump. Then, it sort of stayed steady. Well, now guess what? This year, Boston has taken that 40 number. They're now shooting 48 threes a game.
Jesus.
So, I mean, again, it is five guys at the 3 point line. We're going to take more threes and we're going to shoot more because we believe we're going to make more than you. And that's not only the Celtics formula, it's the Cavs formula.
Right. But in the same token, when the threes aren't falling, it's kind of hard.
Yeah, and I said this like on some nights, like the night the Cavs got blown out by Oklahoma City in Oklahoma City, like they lost by 50 or whatever that night. And I basically said, who cares? It was a bad shooting night, and that's going to happen occasionally. I know a lot of people are trying to talk themselves into, oh, Milwaukee could give us a challenge, and Miami maybe, or Orlando, and I'm like, Whereas I'm waiting for the Cavs Celtics Eastern Conference Finals. I don't see a way those two teams don't meet in the ECF.
Yeah, that's our floor. That's our floor.
Oh, I've been saying it's finals or bust. I truly believe that. Like, if this Cavs team, as good as it is, if they don't make the finals, it will be a failure of the season.
I think they're gonna make the finals too, but I'm just saying I think that's the worst they can do is
Yeah.
make the Eastern Conference Finals. Other than no nobody scares me. And the more I watch basketball, I see like that we can beat anybody. Cause look, the Knicks are gonna run their starters into the ground,
Well, that and Jalen Brunson's hurt. So, I mean, could they fall to the four or to the five?
right? And then you got Giannis. which we have three players that can play good defense on him.
And let me tell you something, Giannis hasn't been the same in three postseasons.
Right.
So, um, okay, your thoughts on what went on over the trade deadline? It was the night of the Royal Rumble, unbelievably. Luka Doncic goes for the Mavericks and the Lakers. I couldn't believe my eyes.
I thought I thought it was fake. I looked at my phone like, no way, this is real.
I mean, it just gets worse for the Mavericks every single day, right? Now they got half their team hurt.
Right. They got like 6 or 7 players on the active roster able to play.
And the way I look at it, like, I don't know how you would feel about this. I really want a Cavs Lakers finals. I think the NBA has been beat up this year because of its off the court issues of the 3 point shot and the All Star game and everything going on with it. I think Cavs Lakers would be one of the biggest storylines in the history of the NBA. You got LeBron going up against his former team that has all of a sudden risen to greatness, and then you have the Luka story if he gets dealt in the middle of the season.
Right. And then can you imagine if the Cavs beat the Lakers without LeBron
Yeah,
against LeBron?
I mean you couldn't write that storybook in Hollywood.
Right.
So
It's gonna be it's gonna be interesting. Um, I think the Lakers are Western Conference finals. They have the potential. The only thing that's gonna stop them is health,
yeah,
in my opinion.
we've already seen LeBron go down with that groin injury. Do you think they could beat Oklahoma City in a 7 game series?
See, Oklahoma City is interesting because I feel like yes, they have Jay Will and all their their role players do well, but I feel like Shea SGA has to do too much, and I feel like he's gonna run out of gas, or a team is gonna play good enough defense against them, and then they're gonna get left with their role players having to win a game, and they're gonna struggle.
Yeah, that's a good point. I was telling people, a lot of people like Jalen Williams, and I get it. I still don't know if he's a consistent number two. People have argued with me on that. I need to see it in a postseason series, and the same with Shed. Look, my argument is with Denver, I know I got Jokic, I know I got Jamal Murray. With Golden State, I know I got Steph, and I know I got Jimmy Butler, even though I think they have limitations. Lakers, I know I got Luka, and I know I got LeBron. Oklahoma City, I got SGA, and do I know if I have Shed and Jalen Williams on every single game given basis?
That's what I mean.
Yeah. Um, so let me ask you this. What are your thoughts on this talk around the league of, hey, there's too many 3 point shots? Um, every team's running the same offense, I think. Is there a solution? Are there any rule changes? Like, do you find the product exciting overall, just across the league? Do you find it boring? Because I do find it repetitious myself.
I, I just I just it's a copycat league, and then everything is gonna get copied. So I guess that's the sport we live in now. Is live live and die by the threes.
Yeah, my one solution would be, tell me if you agree with this. I do think they need to, and I'll tell you my proposal in a minute. I do think they need to cut down on the late game fouling. I think the last 30 seconds of an NBA game in a close game take way too long with the intentional fouls.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
So let me tell you my solution. You can tell me if you love this or you hate this. My good buddy Austin Arnold brought this up to me, so I'm going to steal it. Here's what we talked about last week on Brandon's World, which is in the last 2 minutes of a game, of an NBA game, no matter what the score is, you get two intentional fouls. After that, the third intentional foul and on, it becomes a technical foul. and the team that got fouled gets 2 shots and the ball back.
It would slow down the game regardless, though.
No, it really wouldn't because if basically I think it would shorten the game, right? Because if you're down four, you have less of a chance to come back than if you were down four in a normal range. Because if you have those 2 technical fouls, right, and you give them 2 free throws, well now you're down
Oh
six
yeah, yeah,
and you
yeah,
give them the ball back.
yeah, yeah. You're right. I would.
So
We would have to see how it plays out.
like I don't know, and maybe it would cause less drama at the end of games. I get that. But I like the Cavs game the other night where I was saying against Charlotte, how many fouls were there in the last 10 seconds? 6 fouls?
Right.
Like I don't know what you do to stop that, but that's one of the things I would do. I also think the league needs to cut down on. I don't think we need 7 game playoff series for every round. I even propose people have thought
I
I'm
feel
nuts
like
on
the finals should be 7 games.
finals should
The
be
rest,
7. I'm
the
okay
rest
with
should
the
be 5.
yeah, I'm okay with the conference finals even being 7. I think the semis should be 5. I think the first round should be a best of 3.
I like that a lot. I like that a lot.
Because so I don't know if you know this. Do you know there's only been 2 teams in the history of the NBA who have not been a top 3 seed that have won the title?
Wow.
One of them was a 4 seed, the Boston Celtics in 1960, and the other was the 1995 Houston Rockets because Hakeem Olajuwon was hurt all year, or they would have been a top 3 seed. So I look at it like this: outside of the Heat 2 years ago, what bottom level seed has gave good competition in the NBA? Like maybe Baron Davis's Warriors here and there won a series,
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
but I think like if you gave a best of 3 with obviously the home court going all 3 games being at that team's building, it would at least give the lower seed I think feel like they have a little bit of a fighting chance.
I like that a lot. I like that a lot.
Um, what are your thoughts on All Star Weekend? Did you like the new format that they're doing now? Like, I don't know how to fix it. I want to get rid of it, even though I don't think they will.
Yeah, yeah. I don't like it. I was so confused at what the hell was going on. I mostly watched the 3 point contest. That's actually more exciting than the dunk contest.
Yeah, and I've been saying this about the dunk contest, and no disrespect to Max McClung at all, who that dunk contest was actually pretty good for what it was. But Max McClung is not an NBA player. Why is he in All Star Weekend?
Right.
Like, and why were the Rising Stars team on All Star Sunday? That made no sense either. Like the whole thing, and I had a theory on this. I think LeBron set up the All Star game because he said this shit's pointless. I don't think LeBron was truly hurt at that time.
Yeah, I can see that. He just said, let me get some more rest.
Like that clip from the Brands World podcast? If so, make sure you go down there and hit that subscribe button. While you're down there hitting the subscribe button, make sure to also hit the notification bell so you never miss another upload. And make sure you check out all the other clips from the Brands World podcast right here on YouTube.